we'll gather around, feel the love come down. Blue elephant is strong. Together.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going old-fashioned, classic black and gold. We are using the gold kind of rub-on transfer foil sticker things. These gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous ornament molds, which I had last year, used last year, but it's one of my favorites. I mixed up about 6-ish ounces of Let's Resin's epoxy resin using eye candy black pigment paste. I will have everything linked down below for you guys, and we're just going to get started. So first things first, mix up your pigment paste, especially if it's been setting for a while. You don't need a lot. Pigment paste, for those of you who have not used it, highly, highly concentrated. You only need a little bit. Now, the one thing that I do recommend when you are using pigment paste is after you've kind of got it mixed up mostly, wipe off your stick and then mix it some more, right? The last thing you want is just kind of clumps of pigment paste to be unmixed sitting in your resin, because it's not going to cure. It's going to sit there, and if it'll like fall to the bottom or whatever, and when you go to demold, you're going to have this hole where pigment paste is, and you're going to get it everywhere, and it's just a whole thing. So you want to make sure that you mix it really, really well. Okay, so because these molds are on the larger side and they're really flimsy, I did put them on, it's a cookie cooling rack that I'm just going to use to transfer it over to my drying area, just so that I don't spill resin everywhere. I'm only filling these up maybe halfway, because we are going to put the gold foil down and some other stuff after this layer cures, and then we're going to do a clear top coat. So I am going through and just taking my scribe very carefully. I'm not scratching the bottom of my mold, and I am just going around all those 90-degree edges and angles and all of that fun stuff, and especially around where the little hole is, just to make sure that there are no air bubbles that are trapped there, because that is where they love to hang out and have a party, right? So I don't want none of that. So that's what I'm going to do. After I am satisfied that I have it all kind of, there, I've gone around all the edges, I just added a little bit to whichever ones I felt needed more. Quick spurts of alcohol, set that off to the side. Now we are filling up the second one. Now, I'm going to take this time out real quick just to let you guys know that today, and it ends tomorrow, Eye Candy is having a 30% off of their pigments, their micas, and I think like the chameleon powders or whatever. For Veterans Day, use code VETERAN30. I have a post on my post tab that has all of the information. You can stack your discount, so you can use the Veterans 30, save 30%, use the code BlueElephant and save another 10% today and tomorrow only. So if there's any eye candy, pigments, whatever that you want, now's the time to get them, because this is one of their biggest sales of the year. Just wanted to let you guys know. Okay, so this is the next day. Resin's all nice, cured, all of those things. Now it is time to figure out which foil I want to put on each one. Now, when I bought these, I thought they were more like the UV-DTF type transfers, where you rub them on, just with your finger or whatever. These are a little bit different. They're not quite the same. They're not like sticky like those UV-DTF stickers are. They're different. I don't know. These ones, like the other ones, I can just rub on with my finger and everything be fine. These ones you actually do need to stick, and you want to make sure that you rub it on completely, because it doesn't transfer over in one, like just as one piece. You can actually miss where the gold is if you're not rubbing all of the areas. Just kind of heads up on that. That being said, they are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, they are so, so pretty. So I'm just taking my time now just to kind of figure out what shape, what wordage, whatever fits each shape the best. Now, the one that I was worried about is that long kind of icicle looking one. I really didn't think I was going to be able to do much with it, but I want to include it because it's one of the shapes that I love. But I was able to get a couple snowflakes in there, so it's all good. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys, like, these are so they're so everything. They black and gold together is just such a clean, kind of classy, just almost bougie kind of upscale type colors. Like I love it. When you want to talk like classic type stuff, black and gold, in my opinion, is one of the ways to go. But we're not doing just exactly black and gold because we're gonna add some stuff at the end and just kind of take it up another notch. But I'm getting ahead of myself and not I don't want to do that. So at this point, while I put all of these on, I don't need to talk through it, but yeah, I'm just gonna bounce off. But before I do, I just want to take the time out to let you guys know that I'm working on something really, really cool that will be available in my store within the next couple of weeks. I am doing a Christmas kind of like a mystery type box deal, whatever, but it's going to have like super cool stuff in it. I am going to include some Mm. See, I don't want to tell you everything that's in it because then it's not much of a mystery box, but it's going to have a lot of my handmade stuff, some glitters, some molds, some micas, stuff like, or not micas, inlays. It will have micas in it. All kinds of stuff. I have spent a lot of time like just shopping around for it, designing stuff for this. It's going to be super cool. I will let you guys know and give you a little sneak peek of what it looks like here upcoming really soon. But I do want to let you know it will be out in a couple weeks. The amount is going to be very, very limited. And once it's sold out, it's sold out. That's it. But I think what I may do here in the next week or so is have a pre-sale for it and just have the date scheduled out later. This way, if it's something that you want, you can grab it up and then I will mail them all out on whatever the selected day is. Obviously, I'll let you guys know when that will be. But anyway, so at this point, I'm going to bounce off while I do this second set. I will be back when we are ready to add the resin.
Snowflakes tumble from the night like whispers wrapped in silver light. The world is quiet, soft and white. Snowflakes and starlight shining so bright. A Christmas dream, a silent night. Hold me close, we'll make it right. Snowflakes and starlight tonight. The fire hums a cozy tune, the clock ticks slow, the bells will croon under the glow of a frosty moon. The air feels sweet, the world feels near, a wish for love.
Okay, I am back. So what do you guys think? I think they look super, super pretty so far. But I decided that I wanted just something else in there. So I got out some of my crushed gold glass and decided that just in certain areas here and there on all of them, I'm just going to add just a tiny bit, just for a tiny bit more interest to these pieces. Like I said, not a lot, just a little bit in areas where I think it just needs something else. Now, don't get me wrong. These gold foils could 100% stand alone on their own. I mean, they are just gorgeous. But I just I can't make things simple, right? I've gotta just add more to it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Again, not overkilling it though. I do want these to be more of a simple kind of thing, as simple as I can personally make it. Um, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Um, as of right now, my favorites are the big round one with the trees and the snowflake. Something about that. Oh, and then the light bulb, like the Christmas light bulb shaped one with just the holly coming down. They're just so beautiful. And the pine cone one. I love these so much. They are so pretty. Okay, mixed up a couple of more ounces of Let's Resins epoxy, and now it is time to add our top coat. Now, I'm going to do this kind of in two steps. Obviously, I've got to put my little tray down there so that I can transport it. I'm just going to add a little bit of the clear at first, just to kind of get the initial, like, all the way from, touching the edges and whatever, and get some of that glass glitter mixed up in the resin so that it's not just dry there. And it's easier to do it before the mold is completely filled. This way you don't have resin going all spilling all outside of the mold, trying to keep things a little bit semi clean. I mean, I already know I made a mess of the mold, but I'm trying to not have a lot to have to clean off on the backside, right? So adding a little bit of the resin, and then I'm just going to reposition my glass, get that all covered up, make sure that it is all going to be underneath the resin, because yes, it's the crushed glass, but they are like irregular shaped, right? So because some of these got filled up a little bit more than others, I need to make sure that all of that glass is going to be underneath the top clear coat of resin. I don't want any protruding out, because I don't want to have to do another coat on top of it or any of that nonsense. So I do want to make sure that as I'm doing this, there are no bigger chunks of glass that are going to be sticking out anywhere. So that's kind of another thing that I'm looking for as I'm doing this, and just making sure that, it's all covered. We're not going to have any issues anywhere going around those where the little holes are to hang it from, and making sure that we don't have any issues there as well. Now, you do want to make sure that when you are doing multiple layers of resin, it likes to sometimes, like at the seam line, for lack of better terminology, where the cured resin meets the wet resin, you can get a lot of air bubbles in that line, right? So you want to make sure that you are going around. I always check to make sure that there's no air bubbles that kind of got stuck along the edges of the cured. And if there are, now's the time to fix them. You can poke it down with your, you could use, depending on the size of it, a dotting tool, a toothpick, a scribe, anything like that, that you can get that air bubble filled up. This way you don't have to worry about it being there on the backside, having to fix it or whatever. So always pay attention around the edges, just to make sure that there's nothing there that you can fix now as opposed to later. Because later it's going to be a little bit harder to do when you can just do it now. Make sense? Okay. So now I am filling them up. I did hit it real quick with the heat gun just to kind of pop any bubbles that may be there. Quick spritz of alcohol onto the second one, and then that's it for right now. We will just be waiting until we can demold this. And I mean, there's no real reveal, but we are going to add some finishing touches on it just to finish them off the rest of the way. Like I said, take them up another notch and make them something extra special. Now, when I was kind of going through this, like, initially, this is how my brain kind of works. Like I start with an idea, right? And at first it was just strictly going to be the black and gold, like no glass. That was an afterthought, as I like right before I got to the point where I was mixing the resin, I was like, I feel like it needs something more. And then that was supposed to be it, right? I wasn't going to do anything else. And then I demolded them and I was like, I feel like it needs something more. So I did something else. And then something else. And then finally I was like, Nicole, you need to stop. Because like my brain just kind of like, I can have one idea, but the entire time I kind of like I don't know how you guys do like when you're creating and what your creative process is, and I would love to know. So if you want to drop me a comment in the comment section and let me know, like, are you like super strict? Now I'm not talking like a commission piece or something like that is for somebody, they want something very specific and you don't have like real creative rights to it, you know what I mean, because it is for somebody else. But like when you create, are you like you have an idea in your head, you go with it, you stick the straight and narrow, that's all you do? Or are you more like maybe you don't have an idea at all, you just start something and just fly by the seat of your pants the entire time? Or are you more like me, like you have an idea and then as you do things and whatever, everything changes and the ending piece doesn't even turn out like the piece that you had envisioned in your head when you first started? Do you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense to everyone? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like my mind is just like all over the place. I go in 50 different directions and then I don't know. I guess I just want to know if I'm the only one out there like that. I don't know. But I'm curious, like, what your creative process is when you do something. So let me know in the comments section. Okay, so next day, time to demold. They are gorgeous. We're going to go through the demold thing kind of fast because, again, there's no real reveal on this. We already know what they look like. Now it's just the time of cleaning off any little bits of resin that were along the edge, any overpour, anything like that, which I really didn't have any overpour, just on one up near the top where you hang it from, and that was just the tiniest little bit. Other than that, it's just a little bit of those little beads that kind of get stuck right along the edge that just pretty much mostly scrape off with your nail. I I think they're so pretty. There is just something so elegant about them. I really like them a lot. I really truly do. I think that aside from like the classic black and gold, like I think that if you could find, and I don't know if they have them, I could be just talking out my ass. Um if they have silver ones that are similar to this, I haven't looked for them. I seen the gold and I bought the gold, and this was like a couple of months ago. But like blue, like a dark blue, like maybe Eye Candy's Blue Blood. Remember the cutting board video I did several videos ago, and I used the blue blood for the background of it? Like that color with silver would look gorgeous. Red and gold, gorgeous. Like just different colors depending on your color scheme that you've got. Green, like a deep kind of like, oh, my brain, like a pine tree, like that kind of. Why can I not think of what that color green is? Oh my god. Like a deeper green, like, like an evergreen tree, that kind of green shade, which the color is just eluding my brain right now, so I don't know. But like that and gold would look really pretty together. Like, ooh, that dark ooh by Eye Candy, that deep, deep dark purple would look beautiful with gold. Probably silver too, quite honestly. Anyway, there's just so many that you could come up with, like these kind of classic, very minimalist type looks, just simple, depending on what color scheme that you go with on your tree. So, rambling done, back to what I'm doing. I decided that I wanted to edge it just a little bit. And my first thought was I want to do a very thin line. I don't want anything big and chunky. I want very fit, very thin. Like I just want it just kind of finishes it off around the edge, right? And at first I was only going to do, like, I was going to do it half and half, half with the gold edging and then half not. And then as I went along, and mainly because I was really scared of that icicle looking one, I didn't want the line to be so thick that when it gets down to that very pointy part on the bottom to where it's nothing but a bunch of gold outline and you're losing the middle. And that's what was kind of a worry of mine. But at the end, I said, screw it. I'm going to do them all. I'm just going to be very, very careful on and take my time. Like, I went really slow with this just to make sure that I didn't do very thick lines. And I did not do the top parts of them. Like, I purposely only did kind of like the bottoms where I didn't have to worry about going around that circle. And I honestly think that it turned out better for it. Like, me doing it that way, I think it would have been too much if I had done the tops too. So just doing a very thin line on the bottom, just added a little bit, finished off around the edge of it, just beautifully, I think. And I think elevated them that much more. If you look at the difference right now between the ones that I have done and the ones that I haven't done, it just finishes them. They just look more complete with it than they do without it. So I'm glad that I decided and changed my mind halfway through and decided to go ahead and do all of them because it does make a huge, huge difference in my opinion. Now, because of the oil paint pen that I'm using, I don't have to worry about top coating these again. Now, if you are going to use acrylic, maybe you might want to. But again, it being on an ornament like this, it really shouldn't get rubbed off. Nobody should be playing with it, handling it a whole lot. So you might be okay. But these oil paint pens like this, like once you put them on, it's going to take a lot to get that off. Okay, so next thing, and this is where things changed again, right? This was supposed to be just the loop to hang it on. And then I realized that I kind of cut them all too short. Like, I should have cut them a little bit longer and I wasn't going to waste all the ribbon. So I changed my plan and I just decided that instead of making it a loop, I'm just going to leave it kind of like this. It's still too short for a bow or any good looking bow. Like, it would look dumb. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to leave it like this, but I had these little berries that are on like little picks or whatever. And I thought, okay, I wonder if those will look good. Why? I didn't really like how it looked because one, just it didn't look right. More than one, they were kind of too big for it. Like, I think it maybe a set of 3 would have looked okay, but they were too big to do a set of 3, and then it just looked ridiculous. So I was like, what do I have in my arsenal of craft supplies that I can use to add to these? Because I want something else. I want just a pop of color. So I went through all of my stuff and I was really looking for like maybe if I had like a piece of greenery, like like a holly branch or like the evergreen kind of things that you can get. And I thought that would kind of look cute if I can maybe put that on there somehow. But instead, I came up with the bells and then these little Christmas ball things that are kind of like little baby ornaments for, I think it's for jewelry, honestly. And I thought, okay, this will look really cute. How am I going to put it on now? So what I decided to do is I got a 10mm jump ring, put a bell and a ball on each one, and I wanted to make sure that they all had different colors, right? So as far as the bells, I have gold, green, and red. So I did 4 of each, or yeah, 4 of each because there's 12 ornaments. And then for the little balls, I have green and red, but I didn't have enough green and red to do 6 and 6, and I didn't want to double up on any of the colors. So I got the little white ones that have a gold on it too, and I thought that would look okay. So I just kind of put them all together. Now, the only thing I didn't have was my bells that were gold were not the same size as the green and the red ones. So they are a little bit bigger, but that's fine. It's not a huge deal. And then I just put it in between where I have that ribbon tied on and then just double knotted it up at the top. I thought you could still slip like a hook underneath that ribbon where the knot is and hang it like that. And then you've just got the gold ribbon coming down along with the bell and the little Christmas thing. It adds just a pop of color to it, not overdoing it, not too much color, because, you know, we still want the black and gold thing to be the main focus of it, but just that pop of color that just adds that little bit extra to it. So that's what I did. I had a lot of fun doing this. I think they turned out absolutely gorgeous. Now, I am curious though. I know a lot of people have themed trees or whatever. Our tree personally, like, I would love to do themed trees, but I would have to have too many of them in my house. And right now I just don't have the space until we finish off the basement and I get another tree. But so my tree is kind of just like whatever, you know, stuff that kids made, stuff that I've made, stuff that I find cool. It's just a mishmash of just everything, right? What do you guys do with your trees? Do you guys have certain things, or do you do it like me and just do one, or do you have like 12 trees in your house and you have each one of them has its own theme? I'm curious. Let me know in the comment box below. Anyway, that is a wrap on this one, guys. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I will see you on Thursday in the next one. Love ya. Bye.
Blue elephant is strong. Together we belong. In every comment right, you lift me to new heights. Your support, it's clear, gives me reason to cheer. Blue elephant crew, this one's up for you. You make dreams come true with everything you do. Each subscriber's heart playing a vital part. Videos we share, showing how much we care. Likes and shares, they grow. You make the channel glow. Every single view, I owe it all to you. Blue elephant crew, this one's up for you. You make dreams come true with everything you do. Each subscriber's heart playing a vital part. Videos we share, showing how much we care.